I told my baby it's my time of the month. I get paid 8 days a week. I like having fun.
I like to grind down to the bone. Light up the dome on my phone. Really won't leave it alone until my time is up.
This song is a really dark dive into my addiction to productivity and workaholism and my inability to just like let my fucking brain take a break from this passion that I have and a lot of the work that is involved in being an independent artist. I don't have a team of people doing this shit for me. I work with a lot of people and I get a lot of help, but ultimately that's because I'm out here making shit happen and people want to be a part of that. And so even you watching this, you're a part of this. So I appreciate you. Me using the phrase time of the month, it's both a middle finger to like TERFs while also talking about a very real, inescapable cycle of me constantly having to put something out every month, me constantly having to feel like a part of me is shed. There's a lot of just overlap with menstruation and the way this, you know, I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with my toxic productivity. I don't know how else to describe that. There's obviously only 7 days in a week, so saying I get paid 8 days a week implies that I am working overtime all the time, never stopping. Even if I'm not actually sitting there like making something, I'm always to some degree thinking about it. And even if it's like in the deep recesses of my subconscious, like it's just that part of my brain is just always going, and it's both a good and a bad thing. I like to grind down to the bone, right up the dome on my phone. Really won't leave it alone until my time is up. Yeah, like I said, that part of my brain never really shuts off. I reserve a lot of my fun for creative outlets, and I get a lot of my fun from doing stuff like shooting shit like this. I really won't leave it alone until my time is up. Like, I'm gonna create until I die. That's what I do. I need them commas up. Workaholics in my blood. It's my time of the month. I grew up in a family that was very hardworking and hard work centric. Every single one of my immediate family is born and bred hustlers. Like, we are out here grinding. My parents both work for themselves. My brother and sister also work for themselves, and I work for myself. There's something about the hustle of being in business for yourself and having, you know, your own craft that you work on that requires a different level of commitment and a different level of engagement than a 9-to-5 type of job. Look, I'm a workaholic every day, boy. I'm trying to relapse. Bitch, I can't relax. Really can't be mad. I had a lot of fun with the delivery of this song. Like, I really wanted to let this breathe. Like, there's something about this instrumental. There's something about this topic where I wanted to be as pensive and introspective as I could while still having a lot of fun and letting the instrumental like do its thing. So you'll notice like in the chorus, in this first verse, there's a lot of moments where I'm like, I need them commas up. And like, I really just I'll let these consonants just pop, and I do it with this kind of like sassy, like, I'm trying to relapse, bitch, I can't relax. I really wanted it to be as relaxed and like in the pocket as possible without being like really trying to relax. Playing with the delivery of it was really important for me. Since these lyrics were very simple, in order to make them potent, I really wanted to put a lot of emotion into it, and there's something about that like relapse. I'm a workaholic every day. I'm trying to relapse. Like, it's for anybody who doesn't know, I go to sobriety meetings. I'm going on 9 months sober as of the filming of this video. I don't subscribe to AA as my primary program, but when you go to AA meetings, they typically have you identify. You'll be like, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm an alcoholic, or I'm a drug addict, you know, whatever your affliction is. Me acknowledging that I have a problem and kind of an unhealthy attachment with work and what I consider to be productivity. And like every day, like I wake up knowing I have this problem, but still I'm like, I'm trying to relapse. Like, fuck that. Like, I'm getting to work. You really can't be mad. Like, you can't knock the hustle, because like, look at what we're doing. Look at what we've built. And, you know, you're here watching me break down lyrics. It's got to be good for something, right? If it's a fact, it ain't a brag. If it's a track, I'm in my bag. Do I take care of myself? Barely. Drinking like 3 Celsius daily. Shouldn't even be here like I'm Israeli. That's when I start to really pivot into kind of the pride that I take in what I do and the way that I kind of cover up the dark elements of it with like, well, ultimately I'm proud of what I'm able to do. If it's a track, I'm on my bag. Like if it's music, like it's gonna be great. I'm drinking like 3 Celsius daily. Celsius, at best, you really should just be having one. You should. A lot of people say I shouldn't even have one every day. When I was on tour, in order to drive 6 to 12 hours a day, headline a show, handle lodging, like deal with the venues, like in order to do everything I was doing, I was drinking 3 to 4 Celsiuses every single day. On light days, I was having 1 or 2, but over like 6 weeks in a row, I was just like pounding Celsius, which I used to have like maybe like 3 to 4 a week. Like just, on really busy days, I'd have 1 in the afternoon and it would just, but I started drinking like every fucking day. And then I came back from tour and I was writing this song like a couple days after I got back from tour, and I'm on my second of the day and I'm like, I'm just here at home. Like, why am I drinking this much Celsius? I'm supposed to be relaxing. I think me immediately diving into work right after being on like the busiest, craziest, most involved thing I'd ever done, which was going on tour, really just had me reflecting on like, why do I fucking do this? And it's because I can't stop. I love it. The reason for not drinking that much caffeine on a daily basis is it can be really damaging to your heart, which is like one of the vital organs of how our bodies function. Jokingly, I pivot into I shouldn't even be here, like I'm Israeli, which, depending on your knowledge of history, the country of Israel kind of arbitrarily exists at a very interesting place in the world. Free Palestine. I think that's all I'll say about that. Ain't we colonizers all kind of the same? We try to deny it, but we got that fucking little bug in our brain. Like, fuck you, bitch, give it to me. Whether it's revolution or new shoes, we all want it the same. Yeah, we all want it the same. It's at this point in the song that I acknowledge that my workaholism and my addiction to productivity as a means of my worth as an artist and as a person comes from capitalism, which is a byproduct of colonization, and kind of reflecting how societally we have all been conditioned to, in some way, shape, or form, be all affected by this. Some of it, we just show it in different ways. So like a lot of us over here in the US can point at what's going on in the Middle East right now and be like, oh, Israel's doing what they're doing, but like, we embody a lot of those same things, and I wanted to just be real about how that exists within me too. Whether it's revolution or new shoes, we all want it the same. So there's the way that a lot of people, at least on the internet, talk about revolution reminds me of the way that people talk about purchasing some new commodity as if like the work is done by other people and they just get to reap the benefits of it. So when you buy a pair of Nikes, somebody made those and you just get to buy them. And so a lot of the ways that we think about, like, our conditioning goes so deep that even the ways we think about getting something as existentially important as a people's revolution, we tend to think of it as it's something prepackaged that we can just get or that we're going to wake up and just have, when in reality it requires a lot of work. If I don't do it to you, then you gonna do it to me. God, please take me out of my pain. Like, can I just get a little break? I really been working and working and working and working and working and working and working until I my hurt go away. God, what is my purpose today? It's commentary on, the kill or be killed, eat or be eaten type of thing. It's more just like, it's all of this is just more commentary on how capitalism and the conditioning that I've received growing up in America has conditioned me to approach my work ethic, and where I'm able to push beyond my own boundaries of what feels good or what is comfortable or even physically healthy for me comes from this fear that if I don't do it, someone else will. And I think just kind of calling this out and not glorifying it, not overly demonizing it, but kind of just calling it for what it is allows you, the listener, to draw your own conclusion on how you feel about that.
Back to work, craving the pat on my back, had to go, Canada.
Had so much fun with that. Craving the pat on my back, had to go, Canada, pull me accountable, mountain of molehills I made insurmountable. If I wasn't being direct before, I'm being direct as fuck right now. I equate so much of my value of who I am as a person as a function of what I'm able to produce, what I'm able to show for myself, craving that pat on my back. It's an English idiom, don't make a mountain out of a molehill, which is basically like don't take something small and make it bigger, like a huge problem. So I made a mountain of molehills that I made insurmountable. Just some fire fucking wordplay. If you don't get it, Google it. But that's why I'm watching the video. You should be able to explain it. Well, you should be old enough to know what the fuck that means. Surrounded by nothing but self-judgment, sort of a sharper but can't cut it. Fucking myself, bitch, I can't cuck it. All of my friends say I'm doing the most, but it ain't feel like nothing to me. So much of what enforces this work ethic is being driven by my own self-judgment, which is just coming from, you know, how I was raised and how I've been conditioned to judge myself. Sort of are sharpened but can't cut it. Like no matter how much better I get, I can always move the goalposts and be made to feel like it's not good enough. I'm always just I can reach a goal, and by the time I reach it, I'm like, well, fuck, like that was easy, let's get another one. And it's like this endless void of accomplishment. Fucking myself, bitch, I can't cuck it. To some degree, I'm sacrificing my own well-being to accomplish what I want to accomplish. This is kind of like a really funny way to phrase it. I'm fucking myself, I can't cuck it. This is something that only I can do to myself, which is like, damn, it's a fucking bar. That's a bar, dude. Like when I wrote it, I was like, that's a fucking myself, bitch, I can't cuck it. Like nobody else can do this. Like only like somebody else can't burn you out. Like somebody can put a big workload on you, but like, oh fuck, dude. Like that's such a good line. A lot of my friends say that I am doing like so much, and I'm constantly being told like, oh my God, I see you out there grinding on socials, and man, you are putting in the work and this and this and that. I'm like, it doesn't really feel like much. Like I feel like I could always be doing more, and I feel like I'm always being outworked by people who maybe they have teams, maybe they have more years under their belt, maybe they have label support, whatever it is, but I'm comparing myself against these people as if it's just artist to artist. And, you know, ultimately I need to be kinder to myself in those moments, because the reality is a lot of the people I compare myself against have a lot more people working with them and for them. And I really don't. I have a lot of people, I have friends that jump in and help. I have a couple of people that I pay out of pocket here and there, but like, it's not fair to compare, you know, different points of different people's journeys, and everybody has their own path. I'ma just keep it a bean. I ain't as confident as I seem. I got problems that I'm trying to kick. I got promises I'm trying to keep. I got problems with your work ethic. If you telling me I should sleep when I've been daydreaming all day, wondering one day will I get a ring. This is that climactic moment at the end where I'm just like, I'ma just keep it 100. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Like, a lot of this confidence and this idea that people are like, oh, like you got it all figured out. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I got so many parts of my personal and professional character and my own work ethic, and I am not fully embodying the Mamba mentality yet. I got my own problems that I'm trying to kick. I got promises I'm trying to keep. I got promises that I've made to myself, that I've made to others, that I have things that I've proclaimed about who I am and what I'm going to be publicly that I haven't done yet. And, you know, you could say they're arbitrary, but I've put them out into the universe. And if I don't do it, then, you know, so much of your own personal integrity comes from doing the things you set out to do, even if they seem unrealistic at first. All of this seemed so unrealistic, and I never thought I'd be here. So I got problems with your work ethic. If you're telling me I should sleep, if you're saying, oh, you're working too hard, you should relax, you should sleep more, I'm like, bro, if you're saying, why, what was it Kanye? Why would I listen to you? Think I'm gonna take work ethic advice from your lazy ass? Fuck you. You ain't done half the shit I'm doing. It's where I like at the very last minute when I'm like at my most vulnerable point, I kind of take that and I turn it onto you. There's a huge difference between being busy and being productive. And a lot of my workaholism and burnout ends up with me spending more time than I want to, not being productive, but being busy. And when I'm busy, a lot of time, when I'm keeping myself busy, a lot of times I am daydreaming about the output of something, or, you know, what things could be, as opposed to just sitting there and like doing work. How great my life would be if a video went viral instead of sitting there and editing that video and seeing, you know, for it to even be able to be posted. That concept. So it's like when people are only seeing the output of what I make and what I do, and they're like, oh, you're working so hard, you should take it easy. I'm like, you don't know how much fucking time I waste. And that's when I get kind of offended. And when people say that shit, I'm like, I know I should take it easier on myself, but to be honest, I need to be more productive and less busy. Wake the fuck up, it's my time of the month. Time of the month, time of the month, top of the morning, bitch. I was just going stupid at the end of that song, to be completely honest. Kendrick has that part in Range Brothers where he's like, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. And I, no shit, regularly get up on like I get up early as fuck in the morning. And I'm like, let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's get this. Like, I just like, it's a mantra. Like when you're saying time of the, like that M's turns into like a P if you're saying it fast enough. And it kind of just was like top of the morning. Like when I was just kind of freestyling when I was writing the song, I don't know, just top of the morning, bitch. Like up at the crack of dawn, let's fucking get to work. I open up kind of bragging about the cycle that I'm in. You get deeper and deeper. I find my most vulnerable point, and instead of letting me sit there and feel it, I immediately get defensive, point it back at you, and go right back into the cycle. Wake the fuck up to my
time of the month, time of the month, time of the month, top of the morning, bitch.